Oh, hi there. This is the fantasy football podcast, The Four Horsemen. I don't even know what I'm doing because all of a sudden I'm hosting the show. We got our normal guys here with Brent Ocker. What's up?
Oh, same old.
Same old. He's hopping on a jet tomorrow. Isn't that right?
Leaving on a jet plane.
Oh yeah. He's going to Cali. He might not come back.
Ooh, Napa. Going to Napa Valley.
Napa. Oh man. If that's not the most adult trip of all time right there. Going to Napa.
Excuse me.
I'm going to do so many kid things there.
I want to go to Orange County and go to the beaches. Nope. Not the Ockers. Napa.
I'm going sledding in the mountains.
Yeah. We also have Joshua Van Cleve, Mr. VC. How's it going?
Oh, same old, same old. It's going good, though.
Sitting in the car.
This is your first podcast of season
3.
Yeah, 3.
And we're still not a full horseman because Josh Romine is not here yet. Hopefully he will be here shortly. I mean, so I'm going to just start jumping into some of this stuff because it has been a wild. I mean, I honestly can't remember it being this crazy. Do you guys?
I mean, it's been a bigger trading season than years past. Free agency's always been kind of like this, where everything just falls on one day, and it's just been crazy today. And I mean, we're getting initial reactions here for this show, so I'm pretty excited to start talking about some of this stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
could you guys?
Huh?
I was just going to say, could you guys imagine being Adam Schefter? Could you guys imagine being Adam Schefter?
Adam Schefter Day. That's what they need us to label this.
This
is the second Tuesday
of
March every year.
Yes.
This
is why he gets paid
today is what he gets paid for. Yeah, I mean, at the combine, we saw him just kind of sitting there, waiting for, he was on his phone and stuff, but just kind of sitting there relaxed. Wherever he's at in his suit, just dripping with sweat. The man has not done a sit-up, not a jumping jack, but just drenched.
I just picture him.
He's tweeting so fast and furious.
I just see him at a desk with 3 gigantic monitors in front of him, like TVs, along with 17 iPads.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he has probably 5 cell phones. Yeah, and that's where he's getting all of his info.
Yeah. He's got at least 11 interns tweeting out he's just yelling. He's just yelling stuff.
He has an intern for every team.
Absolutely.
I heard that they were actually ESPN was going to do live shots of him while he's taking phone calls.
I mean, would there be a break? Do you think that everything is just through call waiting? The whole time? He's like, okay, go. Yeah, exactly. He's got a secretary that he's got a board, and it's got 24 lines on it, and they're all lit up like a Christmas tree.
And then
he throws in one random baseball tweet or something.
NBA.
What's
NBA
baseball? Guy. Oh boy. But okay, so I mean, we're just kind of going to start off with some of these things. I mean, they're not in any particular order. We had big hopes in the last couple of years for Sammy Watkins moving over to the Chiefs. New quarterback. You got Tyreek Hill on the other side. What do you guys think? We'll start with Brent. What do you think about this? Do you think it's a better fit? Do you think this kind of re-energizes his career? What do you think?
All right, I'm just going to start throwing out ideas and thoughts as soon as I see Sammy Watkins in a Chiefs uniform. So Patrick Mahomes, huge arm. Mm-hmm. He throws it downfield big time. Chiefs are basically signing people to his strengths. So you have a good running game. It's going to open up the play action pass. And then you have 2 deep threats, Sammy Watkins and Tyreek Hill. And then you can throw it to Travis Kelce over the middle. This offense is going to be completely dynamic and could be one of the best in football next year.
Oh, and you also got to remember that you still have Hunt out of the backfield too. So, I mean, there's a lot
That's what I mean. opening up the passing game. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, there are an enormous amount of weapons at this point. VC, like, who do you like better? Like, do you think that now, Tyreek Hill and Sammy Watkins are on the same playing field? Do you think that one is better than the other? What do you think?
I think this actually opens up more for Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill never had another guy on the opposite side that will be able to draw attention like Sammy Watkins will. And things, if Sammy Watkins can stay healthy, I think this can be a good combo for the both of them. I think that, like I said, with Patrick Mahomes' big arm, I think he just opens things up for Tyreek Hill. And then Kareem Hunt, and you've got to know, oh my gosh, I just forgot the coach's name. Anyways, Andy Reid. Andy Reid. He loves
the walrus.
He loves the run. He loves the running back. So Kareem Hunt's going to get his. This should be a good combination on both hands because Alex Smith was known for making those 10-yard passes. So this offense, I think, is going to be totally different, and I think it does re-energize the fantasy outlook for this team. So it's kind of exciting to see what Patrick Mahomes can actually do if he's going to be a legit quarterback, and then what with those combination of those wide receivers, like I said, they're deep threats. What that's going to do for the passing game. So I can see it working well for all involved if Patrick Mahomes turns out to be a good quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's still a lot that we're gonna be seeing from the Chiefs. A lot of unknowns. I mean, we've only seen one game, and it was Week 17. So there's going to be a lot that we're waiting on and kind of seeing what's going to happen.
As of right now, like where are you drafting Tyreek Hill? Where are you drafting Sammy Watkins right now today?
I mean, I think you almost have to.
Where do you feel comfortable taking him? Where do you think they finish at the end of the season? Are any of these wide receiver ones?
I don't want to draft above third round for either one.
Yeah, I was thinking third round to fourth round. I don't see them guys being
for which one?
For both of them. I can see.
So they're both on even level right now.
I think so.
Yeah.
They have to be, right? I mean, they're both kind of the same type of guy. Now, one's taller than the other, but they're speed guys. But Watkins is often injured, so that's a little scary, but I don't know.
I know. I have to see more out of Watkins. Watkins was in a good offense last year, and I just felt like he was still kind of hit or miss.
He disappeared.
He did. It was weird. And he had huge.
He was very efficient with his touchdowns. I think he had 8 touchdowns on the season on like 36 or 37 catches.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he was very efficient with his touchdown to catch ratio.
I want to see what Watkins is do, but I don't feel Watkins is a number one yet. I don't think he's in that category. I can see one of them finishing the top 25 and possibly even both of them. But I don't know. I wouldn't say top 10 though.
Yeah. Another team that's really loading up right now, Chicago Bears, grabbing Allen Robinson. And to me, a little bit of a surprise grabbing Trey Burton, former Eagle, when they already have, a young tight end that they're hoping to develop. Do you think that this is a team that goes kind of 0-60? Like, are they all of a sudden going to be, a playoff team? Or are they going to be probably the most overhyped team of the season? Because I think right now they're the all hype team.
They are. I mean, they had some cap space. They went out and got some of those free agents, some good free agents, to really improve that offense and make Mitchell Trubisky hopefully successful. Like, if you can't have success with some of these players that they brought in, you might not make it to next year. I mean, initial reaction again, like, Trey Burton did great last year when Zach Ertz was down with injury. And I still think he's a good blocking tight end as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to open up that offense a little more. Adam Shaheen, if they run 2 tight end sets, it's still going to be a pretty good offense there. I'm just worried about Trubisky and if he can handle this much talent. I need to see it before I'm ready to draft Trubisky higher.
I think that's why they brought in Burton. I think they're going to do some more two tight end sets. I think because they're going to use Trey Burton as more of a blocking tight end. That's what I can see for that offense. I love it. That's for the running game because this is going to hopefully open up the passing game for it. And it's a new fresh coach in there, so he's an offensive-minded coach, and that's one of the reasons why Allen Robinson went to the Bears is because of that coach. So I think that they could be good things for them, and I think that it'd be a good marriage. But as long as it's the same thing with Kansas City, as long as Trubisky can be good, I think it's good things for that offense then.
Yeah, and I mean the one thing though is that you at least have a little bit more of a portfolio on Trubisky. You saw him with nothing kind of start to kind of get things going with nothing. So you're kind of hoping that trajectory spikes a little bit because he went from having, Kendall Wright to having Allen Robinson. So, I mean, there should be a huge jump as far as the numbers are concerned.
You would think so, but I don't think everybody is going to be a Carson Wentz or a Jared Goff. Like, I don't think everyone's going to have that big sophomore leap. That's what they're already. It's not common. It's not common. So
that's exactly what they're comparing it to. Is like a Jared Goff or a Carson.
I'm not ready to do that. I'm not even with all this talent coming in. I'm not ready to do it. But another thing that works in this offense's favor is the defense is not all that great this year. So it could really they're going to be playing from behind a lot. So I'm thinking that they might be passing the ball quite a bit.
I don't know. Yeah. I thought that they had a lot of kind of young, talented players. I don't know. I'm not ready to put, a nail in the coffin on their defense just yet. I have a soft spot for it. I don't know why. I
don't know why either.
Yeah,
they're a young defense. I think that they're coming up. I think they had a decent year last year. I think they were in a lot of games last year.
Yeah, I think part of it honestly is just it's me kind of being a homer a little bit because I look at the Eagles and then I look at Chicago and what they're doing over in Chicago and I kind of see a little bit of similarity, and so I kind of look at it as that. Well, they were looking at the Eagles' defense as not very good. We have one of our starting corners is a 7th round draft pick from last year. They're not very good, but they were better than what people thought. And I think that Chicago is a little bit better on defense than people think.
I don't know if I can name one Chicago Bears defensive player, but I know their defensive coordinator's name is Vic Fangio, and he's a very good defensive coordinator. So,
isn't Shaq Lawson on Chicago?
Maybe.
Or was that Bills? I can't remember. I was thinking Shaq Lawson went to the. Anyway, we're talking to we're talking about teams that are kind of loading up on weapons. But let's jump over and let's talk about somebody who's now is inheriting weapons, and that's Kirk Cousins. I think that was probably any Stephon Diggs, any Adam Thielen dynasty owner's dream come true because, they needed a quarterback and they got one. Van Cleve, what are your thoughts on what went down here?
Kirk Cousins has been one of those quarterbacks that people keep saying, is he an elite quarterback? Is he a good quarterback? But he's time after time he's been proven that he's putting up the passing numbers. He's good for fantasy. I tell you that. As far as fantasy values, I think it's huge because you'll have Dalvin Cook coming back, so he's got a legit running back this time, and then he's got one of the top wide receiving cores in the league. It's a surprise to some people, but Thielen's been able to produce. Diggs is just a phenomenal player.
Don't forget Treadwell.
Latavius Murray.
I was going to let Romine speak on Treadwell. He had some facts about him.
Yeah, Romine will be able to give you every fact on Laquan Treadwell.
And then with combination with that defense, he's not going to have to be able to play from behind. He's actually has legit defense. I think that they put him in place that he's going to succeed, and this will actually show, I guess, how good Kirk Cousins really is. And so it's exciting, especially for fantasy purposes, because what he was doing with his wide receivers there at Washington, what he's going to have, it's an upgrade, Well,
and you kind of saw, Brent, this is kind of for you. You saw Cousins with two really good wideouts in Pierre Garçon and Deshaun Jackson thrive. Then he loses both of those guys. He gains Terrell Pryor and Josh Doxson. Not a whole lot. And you saw kind of an off season. Are you looking at that as not on Cousins and more on what they put around him? And now that he has such a strong wide receiving core, he will continue what he had done 2 seasons ago. And that's more what you're going to get from Cousins as 2 seasons ago versus last year.
I just feel like last year was such a outlier to Cousins' career. It just felt like he lost his safety blanket, tight end Jordan Reed, the whole season. I don't think he played for probably a good 14, 15 weeks of the last year. But yeah, you lose those 2 wide receivers, and you bring in Doxson, who's basically a rookie because he didn't play his entire rookie season. And prior, he was nothing. Like he just could not get it going. Bad. I just felt like he was working with nothing and could not get anything going. Even in the running game, they couldn't get anything going. Like it just was a bad season. So let's throw him on the Vikings now. And I really think, to Van Cleef's point, the defense is key. That defense is going to – oh, my gosh. The offense is going to be great, but the defense is going to keep them in so many games, and it's going to allow Cousins to relax and throw the ball. He is an accurate passer, and I don't think he's going to lead his wide receivers into harm either. So Stephon Diggs, I think, could be a lot more healthy this year. A lot of good things coming out of Minnesota right now with that Kirk Cousins signing. Where do you put him draft-wise? Like, do you think he's a top 12 quarterback? Do you think he's top 5 quarterback?
Absolutely. Honestly, I was going to say he could creep into my top 5, depending. Like, I haven't done my ranks. I'm not sure. But, I mean, when you said where is he, in my head, it went top 5.
Do you go Drew Brees or Kirk Cousins this year?
I think it's hard to pick against Drew Brees, even though we're kind of waiting for the Peyton year. So I would probably still pick. Yeah.
Would you do Tom Brady still over Kirk Cousins?
I think you have to. Like it's hard to put Kirk Cousins ahead of the guys that have constantly been there. You know what I mean?
And I'm just saying, based on age, with Tom Brady, Drew Brees, maybe a slight decline this year.
Eventually, both those guys have to have a dip. And, I mean, Brady, it has to be coming, you would think. But the thing about Brady is that there's so many short passes, so many, like, quick dumps and stuff like that, that it's not putting a lot on his arm. Drew Brees does a lot of, big arm stuff. And so he could tail off pretty much any minute now. But tailing off for Brees could be 4,000 yards. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's kind of hard to look at those guys and predict when they're going to drop off. Because when Peyton dropped off, it was, all of a sudden he just wasn't good. So, it was almost an immediate thing. And so, like I said, it's hard to look at that. I do want to introduce. Now we are a full foursome for the first time in this season, this young third season. We got Josh, Romine back in the house. What's up, sir?
What up? How you guys doing?
Not bad.
Sorry. It took me so long to get here, so I apologize.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll just give you a quick rundown so you know where we've been, so you can kind of find out where we're going. You know, we've talked about Tyreek Hill, we've talked about Allen Robinson, and we're kind of finishing up with Cousins. Mm-hmm. You know, we just mentioned another guy that we were kind of hoping that, at least I was kind of hoping there'd be a little bit of drama, but Drew Brees staying in New Orleans. Another quarterback. Does Sam Bradford going to Arizona move the needle for you at all?
On who? On Bradford? Because
yeah. Does it entice you in any way, shape, or form? You've got David Johnson. You've got Larry Fitzgerald. Maybe Chad Williams takes a step in the right direction. I mean, do you see Sam Bradford? Let's just say he's healthy. It's not going to happen, but let's just say he's going to be healthy. Does that look like I mean, are you assuming that he only plays a few games and then they put in a rookie?
Yeah, it's got to be, right? They got to be drafting the quarterback. You would think. I don't see how they can ride with Sam Bradford. He got $20 million.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. $20 million.
How many Mike Glennon type contracts have we seen in just the last few days?
Yeah, Mike Glennon is the backup.
I was going to say, Mike Glennon is the backup for.
Man, I don't know Arizona. Like,
here's what I have to say about Sam Bradford getting signed. Okay, how terrible was their offensive line last year?
Rough,
terrible. Arizona's offensive line was terrible. Bradford is going to get destroyed, and he's not going to make it past a couple games.
Yeah. It makes you think twice about David Johnson, right? Like, he's so good. We talked about this already. Like, I'm worried about David Johnson.
Yeah.
They definitely didn't give them someone that could stretch the field so that the defense has to back off.
Right.
You know? And that, I think that's the issue that you have, is that when, you know, okay, so Bradford plays 6 plays, snaps a leg, and he's out for the season. So who's coming in?
Yeah.
You want that giraffe?
Yes.
You want that giraffe out there? He can't throw the ball. I mean, we saw him in Chicago.
I think that maybe just like last year, Bradford may have a game or two where it's like, okay, you know, Bradford's defense, and the defense will honor that. But then after that, once they smell blood, I think that just like that game he played where he played hurt and it was out at the halftime.
Yeah,
I think it's in this stack the box and have David Johnson try to do what he can. So I feel bad for Fitzgerald and stuff, but
he should have just retired.
Yeah, like you've got to look at Fitzgerald. He comes back this season, and you see what they've done with the team.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't go after a guy like Cousins. Well, at least they didn't get him, and they get, I mean, probably one of the bigger busts in the last few years.
And I mean, he has, like, Bradford has shown flashes of being at least competent, but he's just so injury riddled. Like, he can't stay healthy. And that's the thing. Like, if he plays a full season, then he could be decent. Like, he could be a QB2, maybe, like, you know what I mean? Like, anybody could be a low-end QB1 in the NFL. And if things work out the right way, it's possible. Like, it's a throwing league. Bradford could do it. David Johnson's a weapon. Larry Fitzgerald's a weapon. As bad as their offensive line is, like, we've seen weirder things happen, but I would definitely not count on it. And it definitely pushes David Johnson towards the back end of the first round for me, and makes Larry Fitzgerald a tough wide receiver to draft.
Hot take.
You're really taking David Johnson and throwing him into back end, really?
It pushes it closer. I'd take all the wide receivers over him at this point.
Oh, I can't. No, I can't.
I know, like,
I can't do that.
And it surprises me that you can't. Like, you've been scorned by him.
But it wasn't like, I don't know. It, like, to me, that was kind of a freak accident. It wasn't like, I don't know.
He had one good year.
It was an elbow injury.
It was an elbow injury. For the
season. Like, it's not like a knee that
exactly. Like,
he's got fresh legs.
Yeah,
you hope.
I mean, he was able to walk around with no problems. Like, I don't know. But I mean, I will say that one of the issues with a young guy and he misses out on a season, regardless of what the injury is, he tries a little extra hard, and sometimes that little extra ends up getting him hurt.
Right.
So, I mean, there is like, aside from everything else that's going on, that's an issue that you have to think about too, because that has happened.
Yeah. It's definitely an issue, and it's definitely something that you should take into consideration. Like, you want that first pick to be a slam dunk, and I know you're very against drafting wide receivers in the first round like that, but like, I don't know if I could bank on it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I think that one of the things about him, though, is that you're drafting him because he's not just a runner, but he's also a receiver. So, yeah. But one of the things that is also on our kind of to-do list, and it's becoming more and more prevalent, is, does anybody care about Corey Coleman anymore?
No.
I mean, are the wide receivers from that class just a wash? Are we done? I mean, honestly, we can throw them all in. Okay, Treadwell, Corey Coleman, and Josh Oxen. I mean, are we done with
Sterling Shepard?
Are we done with all these guys? All these like first and second round talents. Are we done?
They're not going to be wide receiver ones. We know that.
Yeah.
We're lucky that they
go down as like the worst wide receiver.
I don't know, because I think some of them are still fantasy relevant. They can be wide receiver twos, but I just overall you would think one guy might show up as a wide receiver one from that class, but none of them have.
No,
they've shown flashes, but they, like I said, they're year-long wide receiver twos at best.
But I think that one of the issues here is like, okay, Will Fuller, has shown quite a few flashes, but I think that before the injury, his rookie season, Corey Coleman looked like the real deal. I mean, right off the bat, he looked amazing. He got injured, and now we're hearing talks of maybe him getting traded. I mean, Cleveland's just kind of cleaning house, which I never am. I don't really like that. I don't like where, you've just used a second round pick to get a quarterback and then you send them off to the Packers when you just drafted him. And then the same thing 2 years ago, you draft a wide receiver in the first round and you're ready to ship him off. Like, okay, come on. The scheme isn't that different that we should be just throwing away players because you didn't draft them. You know what I mean? So I guess it's not really all, everything about Cleveland, but Cleveland's kind of doing a lot of different things. So is Corey Coleman not even on your – where is he on your radar?
Josh Gordon's back. So Josh Gordon's back. And they just traded for Jarvis Landry, who's going to take up a majority of the targets on that team. So Corey Coleman shouldn't even be on your radar unless it's a best ball league and you get him way late.
If you own him in Dynasty – and you can get rid of him for anything, do it. Like, do it now, I say. Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't sit on it.
And there's still rumors that they're going to get Terrell Pryor in there, too, and he's going to take over Corey Coleman's spot. Especially in the slot.
They don't have any more room if they get another wide receiver. Like, it's obvious then. If they grab another guy, they're obviously shopping Coleman. But the thing is that, it just seems like Cleveland is just making Cleveland moves. Like, okay, they get, Tyrod Taylor, doesn't have a big arm, might be good for Landry. Okay. I mean, I understand that. Not really good for Gordon. But, oh God. Oh my God.
Sammy Watkins did okay under him. Like, I'm just saying, like, you completely rule it out. It's not impossible. I'm not saying it's the best thing in the world for him. Would have I rather had Kirk Cousins thrown to him? Yes. But don't rule Gordon out. Like, where's Gordon at for you? Like,
Roman, I love you so much, but I hate you so much.
No, just answer my question. Where's Gordon at? Like, where do you view him?
He's got to be, if not in the conversation for wide receiver one, he's going to be in wide receiver two. I understand that. I'm not denying that even with bad quarterback play, he is so ridiculously talented,
right?
That he can still make a difference.
18. I put him at 18 for every ab that he has. Have you seen that picture of him? How ripped he is?
Yeah. He's been
18
doing
abs, like 18 pack. That's what.
Okay, so you got him, top 20. Where do you have Landry then? Like
Landry, I have at about 15. I still think he's a top end wide receiver 2.
Do you think that they draft Barkley in the draft?
Yes.
Yeah.
How can you not think that Tyrod is going to have a decent season this year? Like, how can you look at those numbers and not think that he is going to be putting up some sort of stats?
And they've done awesome in free agency today with offensive linemen. They've gotten like 3 top-tier offensive linemen.
Listen, Romine, they're going to draft a quarterback.
Okay? Yes, they will.
Tyrod is a placeholder at best.
Okay,
we said that about Alex Smith too.
Yeah, they're going to draft Baker Mayfield is what the route that I think they're going to go.
I don't want them. I don't want Baker Mayfield.
That's what they're going to do.
But he is the next Johnny Manziel in many people's eyes, and the Browns have a bad taste in their mouth. I don't think they go Baker Mayfield. I don't.
I do.
You know, the funniest thing is that that's exactly who he reminds me of.
Yeah, he's better.
Yeah,
I think he's a better passer than Manziel is, but
yes, yeah, absolutely, he's talented for sure. But
I honestly, and I'm looking at this picture of Gordon right now. Jesus Christ,
I'm telling you, he's freaking ripped.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, it will remain to be seen what Tyrod can do, but the fact is that at best he's a placeholder, a transition quarterback. And so I don't expect him to play all season. He may, and he may do all right, but in the end, all he's going to be is trade bait then. Like, I mean, they're not banking their season on Tyrod being more than Tyrod Taylor.
Pending injury, he's going to finish the year as a quarterback 1, top 12.
Why are you crying, Romine?
Because it doesn't feel happy. Good. It doesn't feel good saying it, it's going to happen.
He's so happy that there's time to talk Tyrod.
I couldn't be happier for Tyrod.
Podcast. He's going to start a podcast called Time to Talk Tyrod.
TTT.
I would do that.
I'm sure you would. I'm totally sure you would. Okay, so there were some weird contracts, to say the least. Absolutely the worst contract in my eyes is anybody signing Paul Richardson for $40 million, $20 million guaranteed. And we also have on here Ryan Grant's 4-year, $29 million. I mean, I think I'm as good of a wide receiver as Ryan Grant. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, not about me being as good as Ryan Grant, but I mean, like, what do you think about these contracts? Like, we were even talking about these contracts with quarterbacks. Like, I mean, we can throw those in. You know, is Bradford's quarter? Or I mean, what do you think of some of these contracts that have been thrown around?
There's too much.
The salary cap's going up.
Yeah, too much money. It's too much.
Okay, the salary cap's going up, but that doesn't mean you throw $20 million down the drain. And that's like, those kind of moves are very Washington-esque. Like, Washington is the worst team in the league with their finances. It has to be, because they are constantly giving out massive contracts for players that burn out with a couple of seasons. I mean, like McNabb, they signed to a ridiculous contract. Albert Hainsworth, you know, they do that over and over and over again. And I find it hilarious that they didn't do that with the quarterback that actually was good in Kirk Cousins. And so, you know, what do you think is the Mike Glennon of this year? Is it Paul Richardson? I think it's Paul Richardson because he's garbage. Romine, what do you think, Romine?
Okay, so like obviously
Your players suck.
Paul Richardson's another player that's gotten tied to me because it's fun. He's an exciting kid. Like he's talented. He is exciting. Yes, he makes splash plays. Now, with that being said, I hate it. Like it's a bad move for them. It's a bad move for Richardson, like football wise. A great move to take the money. Smart, genius businessman there. Got paid, $40 million. It's like $10 million for every good catch he's had. So, listen, he's not gonna. He's not
blistering 700 yards.
And just think, with Alex Smith throwing to him, think of what could happen.
Man. That average. His average this year was 16 yards per catch. This upcoming year, 8.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's gonna be terrible.
The all Romine team so far has either been traded or been free agents so far this year. I'm starting to notice a trend.
It's because I like to tie myself to players that are like
the next person we're talking about.
That's why I keep earning free dinners.
Yeah. Who?
The next person on our list, Isaiah Crowell, another all Romine team.
Yeah.
See, like,
where'd he go again?
What? He went to the Jets.
I mean, he's better than Bilal Powell.
Is
Barely.
he?
I mean, yeah, he is. He's better than Bilal Powell. Come on.
Is he?
God, Romine.
Okay,
I don't know how you do this. I don't
like Crowell. Like, I don't like him. I'm not saying he's good. You guys are telling me that he's my guy. Like, I thought that he was going to be productive in Cleveland last year.
That is a quote. You said he was an RB1.
I said
that is loving him.
No, I said that I thought he could return RB1 value. I said that I thought he could finish the year with RB1 stats last year. That is what I said. I never said that Isaiah Crowell is this amazingly awesome running back. He's not.
Okay. How is saying that he could give you RB1 stats any different from saying he's an RB1?
Because I thought that because I don't think he's an RB1 this year. I liked
it's an analysis.
I liked the situation that he was going to be in last year. Like, I thought Cleveland was going to be much better. Kind of like I think they're going to be better this year. So I'm probably going to get burnt again. But
I think a lot of people. I think that right now Cleveland and Chicago are the teams that are just the all hype teams right now. Yeah. Everybody is watching what they're doing, wondering what they're doing. All
San Francisco. You could probably throw them in there too.
Yeah, yes. San Francisco. Yeah, I agree. They still need to kind of figure out their running game, though. I think that like the more complete offenses, at least. Well, if the Browns go Barkley, obviously, which they're stupid if they don't. So it's the Browns, so who knows,
right?
But you Barkley with all that talent. Who knows? Maybe, just maybe, Romine Tyrod can get like 3,300 yards.
Yeah,
crazy.
You know what? I'd be happy with 3,300 and another 600 on the ground.
He can't run that much anymore.
Oh yes,
I don't think he can. Oh, okay, Roman.
Yes, he can.
Okay,
he's been putting in the work. It's gonna happen.
You've been talking to him, texting him.
We've been texting lately.
Love notes.
He's been.
I wish I had his phone number.
Oh God. What does does the needle move? What about Bridgewater? I said in our text thing, he's Geno Smith 2.0 to me. Let's talk to Van Cleve because he has a man crush on Bridgewater. This is his boy. No,
not to the Jets. If you were still for the
Are you breaking up? Are you getting a divorce?
Sorry to break up over podcast, Bridgewater's, but we're done.
Bridgewater is having a really tough time now. He just finally gets his contract and finds out that Van Cleve is breaking up with him.
Yes, it's not you, it's me. I'm just not in love with the Jets at all.
Oh God, they're one of the most boring teams in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
Them and the Ravens are the most boring teams in the NFL to me.
And especially like, so they just re-signed McCown, and they said McCown's a starter. That could obviously change with it, but it's just, if Bridgewater's in the Vikings, I would have some interest because of his wide receiver talent and having Dalvin Cook. That would be huge. It said he's got Isaiah Crowell and
Robbie Anderson.
Yeah,
maybe
some
probably
no
not
name
the first few games.
Some no-name wide receivers and a defense that is halfway all right, but they just lost one of their
best player.
Yeah, when they're defensive linemen. So I don't know. No, sorry, I've broken up with Teddy Bridgewater's. We'll see if he is as worse as Geno Smith is.
Okay, here's another question then. If the Jets were to get one of a quarterback in the draft, does it make anything more relevant? I mean, does it change anything? Like, no, I don't think it does. Horrible. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that it would matter if they even went out and got somebody, and even if that was, let's just say, like they get like a Josh Allen or something like that. I don't think that the team is any better at all.
Well, I just think that they just signed McCown and Bridgewater. Both are going to be a transitional quarterbacks. That's just how I feel. I don't even think they're going to get a day one quarterback. They will either get a day two or a day three quarterback, because I don't feel like anybody that they draft is going to be starting day one for them.
No.
Like, why go out and sign both of those guys if you're going to draft a quarterback in round one? That doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense, but I think that part of maybe they have a guy in mind, and where do they draft in at? I don't even remember.
I think the ninth pick.
Okay, so
seventh, eighth, or ninth, I think.
Okay, so if they're looking at some teams that need quarterbacks and they have a specific guy in mind, and that guy ends up being taken, maybe this is their insurance policy. But I mean, yeah. So,
I don't know. They need a lot more offensive players besides just quarterback to help that team out.
Yeah, what they have the sixth pick, right? Is that right? Jets.
That's what we were just talking about. I don't know.
I don't recall. I know there were rumors of them being trade partners with the Colts to trade up.
That's what I had heard
to get a quarterback.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense with them. Whatever they spent bringing in McCown and.
I mean, nothing. But let's just face it. Nothing about them makes sense. Like, I mean, it's just like, ugh, gross. Well, yeah. I mean, is there anything else before we get out of here that is noteworthy? You want to kind of toss out there, because there's so much stuff that's happened over the last just few days even.
What about Jordy Nelson getting cut? Where do you think he lands?
Oh, yeah, I guess that was bigger than. I loved when you and I were talking today. I loved the idea of him going to the Colts. I mean, that would be fantastic. That would be one of the best moves they've made in years, honestly.
Yeah, they need that possession type wide receiver. They don't really have that right now. They have the big play threat with T.Y. Hilton, who stretches the field, but they really don't have that move the chains kind of wide receiver. Yeah. And I think that would be such a fit with Andrew Luck coming back. I just love that move, especially with Moncrief moving on to the Jacksonville Jaguars today, which was kind of crazy. But
whatever. I could see the Colts doing that. I wonder how much he's gonna what kind of price he's gonna have, because I worry he's only got whatever.
I don't know. I mean, he's 2 seasons out. Well, 3 seasons out from. That top tier wide receiver.
I didn't realize he was 33.
He's old.
Yeah, he's older.
Yeah, he caught on a little bit later. Yeah. So, I mean, legitimately, we're talking about a couple of seasons.
I mean, how much would he really cost? Like maybe 8 to 10 million
Yeah,
for 1 year, even.
Even that, like maybe a 1 year prove it deal, like they tried to
do. Yeah,
to keep
But
it. I don't know.
Colts are more than 1 year away, though.
Yeah, Colts are definitely more than 1 year away. That's what kind of why I was hoping they would trade Andrew Luck, though. Like, I feel like they wasted their shot at it, and now
there's
the time.
There's still time.
They need to build. They need to build through the draft.
I mean, where do you send them? The Jets? I mean, legitimately, maybe. Like, I mean, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, it's still, you're not only trading him, you're also trading that enormous contract he has. So you have to look at where that fits, and like probably fits in like Cleveland.
But that's what I mean. It's an enormous contract, but at the same time, it's not even the most enormous contract in the NFL. It's like at this point, 8th or 9th.
That's true, but right now, the teams that are bad because they just it's weird. Like there aren't teams that are bad that like should be good. There are teams that are bad that are quite obvious why they're bad. Like I don't know. It's just NFL's weird.
Football.
Romine, do you want to close it out here?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, shut down the show.
Yeah, I can, because today was a big day for football moves. So
yeah, I did not tell anybody to email because I know
my God, you didn't.
Not yet. I was waiting for you.
Jeez. Well, if you guys haven't figured it out by now, then I don't know if you're ever going to. But it is the number 4 Horseman Pod at gmail.com. I just logged on before I got on. So,
and he doesn't mean type spelling number and then 4. No, just hit the 4 button.
Yep, it's the 4
Horsemen.
Yes,
at gmail.com.
Don't forget pod. Jesus maybe I need to make a less confusing email because I bet that's it.
I honestly don't even know.
Numero cuatro.
Just write it on a piece of paper and hold it up.
I should say it in Spanish.
Listen, people.
But that doesn't help our podcast listeners.
We have some Japanese listeners.
Well, I was gonna say people listen to it, but the only people that watch the YouTube feed are moms, and I don't even think they do.
They should.
They should. Everybody should. Look at us.
Yeah, gorgeous.
But seriously, hop on there. If you have any questions, now's the time to start really think about it. Free agency's really, hit the ground running. It hasn't really started yet, but it has. You get on Twitter. It's the same handle, 4 Horsemen Pod. Send us a follow on that. We'd appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to be talking more free agents moves. I'm sure there's going to be lots more news to come up. We are going to start digging into that rookie class, I think, for the next couple episodes, hopefully. Because it's almost draft time. It's a little bit more than a month away. Not much, though. It's going to be here. So hop on there, do that. If you guys have questions, hit us up. We appreciate you listening, and we will talk to you next week.